this computer. And then I just got to open up the Canva. Hang on, share screen. This. Share. And then I didn't even know you could do this from Canva. It makes my life so much easier. I thought I'd have to download.
From Canva.
Yeah, you can just play it from Canva. I thought you would have to download it and use a PDF and just roll through the pages, but no, it's got a play function in there.
Wow, that's amazing.
So definitely.
And then will you send? Oh, good. And will you send slides over as well?
Was what? Sorry.
Oh, will you send the PowerPoint slides as well, or the
I
Canva
will.
slides?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got a notebook here too.
I just didn't want to send them beforehand because I didn't want people just being saying the prayer and opening the records and being gung ho with it.
No. I didn't even open I think the document until today. I thought I'll just put a star on it just so that I remember. And then I only just thought I better just get it out now and just save it to my favorites and my photos like you recommend, because I was like, I'm not even going to open up the document till the day itself. So
no, it's fine. I don't know why. I just wanted to do this before I sent it. It was so weird. Hopefully it's definitely recording, isn't
it? Yeah, it's recording it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's go.
Yeah.
So the overview, pretty much we'll go through and learn what the records are about your clairs, how to ground, spiritual hygiene, channeling, the prayer, and then I've got example questions you can ask in the records, and then examples of readings I've done. It looks short. There's lots of slides. Also, are you psychic? Are you do you do any readings or anything like that yet, or are you just?
I've only just started getting into it. I've been doing tarot readings for people, and I think I'm clear audience as well because I can hear my spirit guide, and sometimes my granddad on my right ear, my spirit guide on my left ear. So sometimes I could close my eyes, meditate, ask some questions, and I do.
Yeah, so you're not
I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
So you're not completely green. I couldn't think of another word. So you're not completely new to this. You've
completely
done some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. It's only in just the last couple of months I've been hearing them, and they're getting louder and louder. But now I can't even enjoy my sound bath. My spirit guide just talks to me, and I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy my sound bath. Why are you talking to me? Funny.
They like to get messages in when you're in a relaxed state, because that's when it's easier for you to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Akashic records are energetic body that contain all universal information, including all beings, places, and things. So imagine a huge ancient library filled with books of information on anything you can imagine. We can access the records to find out many things about past lives, soul contracts, our gifts and purpose, what we are here to learn. The questions you can ask seem to be infinite, and the answers will be given in the best way to serve your highest good. Respect is everything. Remember, this is a sacred place, so treat it as such. Talk to the guardians, thank them as you go. Follow the rules. So the rules are you can only read for 18 years and over. You have to have explicit consent to read. So don't be reading for anyone's kids if they ask you to. Just be like, nope, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's
so the Akashic records are said to be, they're meant to be in the Pleiades star system, which is 444 light years from Earth, but it's said to be, so you've got source energy at the top. I'll go from the bottom. So you've got us on Earth here, and then above us is spirit. So all your past loved ones, all of that. On the next layer, you've got angels. And then above that is the Akashic records. So it's a pretty far way up. And then above the Akashic records, the only thing above the Akashic records is source energy. So it's really sacred space. So just treat it how any religion would treat their sacred spaces, I guess. So with that kind of respect is how I explain to people. Obviously, you can have banter with your guardians. So everyone has guardians when they open the records. I talk to them like I would talk to you. I don't go in and be like, hello, sir, I'm here for this reason. I'm just like, hi, I'm here to do this. And I get about my business. So I just talk to them like I'm talking to a person. You don't have to talk like really respectfully or anything, but it's more about, saying thank you,
Mm.
having a conversation, being respectful. But yeah, you don't have to be fake from
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
personality. Just be yourself. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
does that make sense? So you don't have to be like super like, you don't have to like put your hands up and pray and like do anything like you just be yourself, but you just be respectful. So like only open the records with like a specific intention, like tell them what your intention is and make sure it's like a legitimate reason to be opening them. So like don't open them at a party and drink with your friends or something like that. I don't know why that popped into my head. Like, so just only open them with the intention. No, people have done some weird things. Yeah, only open them with the intention of doing your business that you need to do in them, and then you close them again and then you get back. Like that's it. You can use them for
Don't do it
meditation.
at parties.
You can use it for meditations and stuff, but
Huh.
just make sure you don't fall asleep because you're leaving your channel
Yeah.
open.
Okay. Yeah. Don't
Did you
fall
mean to
asleep.
call? Yes. Get on the Zoom. Did you mean to call? Question mark. That was Shannon.
Did you mean to call? Oh,
I thought the Zoom was 3 p.m. Queensland. It's 2 p.m.
is Queensland an hour? Is Queensland an hour behind? To AEDT.
Bit. Bit. Um, 5 minutes from home. That's fun. Okay. So about the records. So you can use the Akashic records for a multitude of things, including reading for yourself, and reading for others. You can also open the records and just use the energy for things. So you don't have to go in there and like try and like get information. You can use the energy of the Akashic records for things like meditating, and it will like amplify your clairs, healings. Lots of Reiki healers that I know use the records to do healings in. So they will open the records and just do the healing. It just amplifies the energy and then also helps them get like the drop-ins. So Lee, that's in this group, is a Reiki healer, and that's what she wants to use this for as well. Yeah, to help like just amplify everything. And
For Reiki.
yeah. So people just use the energy.
Yeah. Oh wow. So it can be used for a lot of things.
Oh, you can use it for a lot of things, as long as it's like, yeah. So if you want to like make art, if you want to write a book, because if you think like you're making like soulful art, like it will just help you create. Does that make sense? And what comes in for your like art will be like from the record. So it will be more like, it'll be like the divine art, really. The same with writing. I want to write a book one day about like my life. And I want to do that with the records open because it will help me access my memories and yeah, will just help me access stuff. Making music, lots of like musicians have like written music being in the records before. So Claire, that I run the tribe community with, she uses the records to, when she does human design reading, so she doesn't access anything in the records. She opens the records and just does her human design reading, but it helps like stuff drop in. So it just helps her more psychically, I guess. Is the best way to describe it. I know people that do the same thing with the Akashic records as well. Not the Akashic records, astrology is what I meant to say. They'll do like an astrology reading, but they'll have the records open at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, got you. Yeah. And then it opens up different clears as well, you were saying, like it, and because I remember you were saying, I think you were saying when you did your Q&As, what was it? You said you're more dominant in one clear, but they kind of opened up another one more so for you. That was what you found?
Yeah, so my most dominant Claire is like, I don't even kind of think what it's called. The one where you can like feel emotion. So like Claire.
Oh, clear sentience, is that the one?
No, hang on. Yeah. No, it's not that. It's Claire empathy is my strongest Claire. I should have just known
Oh,
that.
clear. Oh, clear,
Because
clear
I can
empathy.
literally feel like spirit inside my body and it like feel the emotions and stuff. But you don't get that Claire in the Akashic records. So I've never experienced it in there. So like my clairvoyance in the Akashic records is really strong. And I was actually really shocked because obviously I do psychic mediumship readings and
Yeah.
it's harder, it's so much harder for me to see. But so I've had it described two
Yeah. Yeah.
ways. Claire has told me that it's because it's a high vibrational energy and it just amplifies everything else. So all of your clairs are amplified in the energy of the Akashic records. And then someone else also told me that
Oh.
it's just because you have different dominant clairs in the records. So like it's just different which ones are dominant in there. Whereas I think what Claire said resonates with me better, that it just amplifies everything. So all your clairs are stronger. So when I do,
Yeah.
yeah, I see pretty clairvoyantly in the records. But I do use all my other clairs as well. So it's, yeah, interesting.
So it could come through. Yeah. So I could get something coming through apart from my clear audience. It could be something else that'll come through if
Oh
I
yeah.
when I
Yeah.
access
So
it.
you might get, so with my clear audience, I just get mostly like words. Like if I'm doing mediumship
Okay.
reading, I'll hear like mum's mum. And like I'm right, that old person is your mother's mum that I can
Mm.
see.
Ah,
Um,
yeah.
and it kind of just drops in like here. It's like mum's mum, or like a name like Peter or something like that. When I'm doing the Akashic record readings, I can hear people's conversations, but I also still get like the drop-ins of words as well. It's weird.
Um,
When I look
yeah.
at past lives, it's more like watching a movie with conversations. When I'm looking at
Oh,
your soul gifts, I'll hear healer, and then I'll like write it. I don't see that because it's different. It's really weird, but that's how it happens for me.
oh,
Um,
that's interesting. Yeah.
Sometimes, like if I say, "What's this person's like?" But what's their purpose? Like I might say like a huge angel or something, and then I'll like write what that means, so I don't hear or see anything other than the huge angel. Um, I had a girl the other day who I've been helping a little bit with Akashic Records. She's done her course, but she couldn't see anything or do anything after it. So I've been helping her a bit, and she said she opened the records and she saw a dragon and a bear clairvoyantly, just like symbols, I guess would be the best way to explain it. And she's like, would that be the records? And I was like, 100%. So that would be her clairs starting to develop in the records. And that's how she's starting to see it.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Because she
interesting. Yeah.
just saw them as like just symbols, like not like a movement or anything like that, just a bear, just a dragon, which is fine. That's how I see when I do mediumship a lot as well. So it would be her clairs starting to develop.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I'm clairvoyant, but then I've had like dreams over the years that have come true, like prophetic dreams, like, and it's only seems to be the ones I remember, which is weird. So, I
Have
mean,
your
but
dreams been
then I
really,
was reading, I was like, what is that? What would that be? Is that
have your dreams
I've
been
had dreams that have come
crazy
true
the
like
last
over the
few days?
years. Like I dreams of, oh, sorry, what was that?
Oh, I said, have your dreams been crazy like the last few days? Can you hear me?
The last few days?
Yeah.
Not too much. Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. Well, my dreams are generally a little crazy, but yeah, I mean, but I've had lots of weird dreams over the years. I had dreams over the years of my husband cheating on me. And turns out he was cheating me for years before we even got married as well. So it's just one of those things. And then I had a dream of our wedding day before I met him. It was just these things, and even little micro moments. You have a lot of I get a lot of deja vu, and I'm like, oh, I've been here before. So it's just really weird. Yeah, but I haven't really had any crazy dream. Well, I probably did, but the thing is, I just can't remember. Right, that's the thing. I want to try and remember my dreams, but sometimes, yeah, I've had dreams that have come true. So it's like a lot of prophetic dreams that come true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's definitely a spiritual thing for sure.
yeah.
Like a psychic
I
thing.
just don't know if it's like clear. Yeah, I don't know if that's clairvoyance or something like that. Yeah, it's
Your
just weird.
clairvoyance
And
will
then
develop.
I
All your
probably
bodies
would.
develop.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what these. Yeah, it's just like, oh, it all develops. Yeah. And then I went for a Reiki. I did a Reiki course just because I was like, I'm not really into that healing modality, but it's just, it's just always handy to have. And then I think that's when my clear audience started to pick up because it's just been sharper since I did the 2 levels. So yeah, so that's been coming through a lot more through that. So
Yeah, I
and they're
did my
getting
Reiki
louder. I
course.
mean, which is good.
I heard that like doing your Reiki course can activate you. And so I was
Yeah.
like, I did my Reiki course and nothing happened. And I was so upset. And I was like waiting for this big thing, but I have heard it. So that might be what happened to you. Well, like I just heard that like after your Reiki, you have like a huge spiritual awakening and like more like stuff comes online for you, but like it didn't for me. But maybe I already had like what I needed to have on. I don't know. I was
I
like,
think that's the thing, yeah, because you've got all these clears. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because for me, like this is all, I mean, like it's only in the last year I've started getting into it. Probably only since probably March last year, I start seeing butterflies everywhere and stuff. And it's only just in the last month or so. It's just like so.
mm,
Yeah, but I remember my second Reiki healing, my training session, the second level 2. I did have a vision of a man I think it must have been a past, like he's trying to put his hands around my throat and strangle me. I mean, that's not quite pleasant, but I was like, oh my God, like that was a vision I had when, I think when they gave us a sound bath and that came through after they attuned us.
what?
So that was really crazy. Yeah.
What
And
was it? Was
yeah,
it
it was
memory? No.
yeah, it was not in this lifetime. Like, no, nobody tried to kill me or stab me or anything. And then over the years, I've had this weird feeling like of a cold knife pressing into my chest. And I
You
remember
reckon
the
it's a
intent was
past
to
life
harm or
memory?
kill me. Yeah, and then this lady, she came up to me and she says, "Hey, I actually had a vision. Like, I think she does these sorts of things, like tarot readings and all that." And she said, "You were actually a witch in your past life, and this guy tried to stab you in that." And then another friend, I think she's clairvoyance, she said we were sisters in a past life. Like, I'd only just met her in the last few months, and she thought she tried to access the records. She can astral travel easily, like really easily. And she said she saw that I was stabbed to death. So, and it was by my lover. So he tricked me and stabbed me, which is similar to what my husband's done to me in this life. So I'm
I
like,
was just about
is
to
there a
say
pattern
that
or
your
something?
past life energy, because energy is infinite. So like what the energy you die with carries through. That's why you got to heal all this shit.
Yeah.
You die
Yeah.
like
Oh gosh.
happy and peaceful and loved. So when you have your next life, you're happy and peaceful and loved. Um, yeah, the energy literally,
And
because
no
energy
more.
energy just carries on. It just keeps going.
Yeah, because I was betrayed. And then another friend said that I was a princess in a past, like a queen or something, and my husband was abusive and controlling, which is kind of similar to my ex too. And like I didn't live very long, so I'm guessing he killed me as well. So I was like, what? Is there a pattern? Like now that makes sense. You're saying it's the energy you carry on.
Oh yeah, it is. I have like had to deal with narcissistic people. Hey Shannon, in both
Hello.
life and this one. Sorry, we're just chit chatting because we're waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry, I
so
don't know how
sorry.
that happened. We went an hour the wrong
I
way.
yeah, I feel like because I'm so used to, I guess Queen. I guess yeah. Now that I think about it, it's like a silly thing that I for some reason I thought I was ahead, and yeah, just completely.
I was
Anyway,
like,
let's
we've gone
just.
an hour the wrong way somehow.
I literally I'd planned to come home and have a shower. We've been so busy, but anyway, it didn't happen. I'm here.
All we've talked about is what the Akashic records are, which you know, what you can
Yeah.
use them for. So
Yep. Hope you can hear me. I've got my headphones in just because family's home and it's just easier.
no, that's fine. So, oh my God, every thing has an Akashic record. I'm pretty sure I'm dyslexic, so just excuse all the spelling mistakes in this. Everything has an Akashic record, so just make sure you have permission to access the record, what you're trying to get information on. So that can be people, pets, homes, businesses, earth, anything like that. So I opened the Akashic record of this course before I started this course today. I've
Oh,
looked at the
wow.
Akashic record of my dog. I don't know where she is. Anyway, I've opened her Akashic record before and I asked her for her permission. It felt really weird doing it, but yeah, I just asked her and just assumed she said yes. The dog.
How do you ask permission of the course? You just assume?
Well, it's my
Yes.
course. So I imagine that
Okay.
it's the same as a house. So I could open the record
Yes.
of my house or my business without asking them.
Yeah.
But to open the records of your house, I would need your permission. Or if it was on the market, then it's fair game.
Yes.
So if you
Okay.
want to
Oh,
buy
that's
a house
interesting.
and it's on the market, you can open the Akashic records and like see what the energy of the house is and like, you know, what the kind of purpose of the house is before you decide if you want to buy it.
Yep.
Okay, so clairvoyance. Let me move these. Clairvoyance is a clear sense of vision, psychic sight. This is the most well-known clair, but probably the least commonly used. Everyone assumes that all psychics have strong clairvoyance, and this just is not the case. People can see clairvoyantly in their mind's eyes and in front of them like a ghost. So I've only seen a few ghosts in my life. I could count them on one hand that I could remember. Most ghosts that I see are in my mind. I feel like a crazy person. They're in my mind. Like,
So what, so yesterday I was walking up the stairs and I had, I think I had my headphones in, like I was listening to something, I was listening to a podcast, and straight away I was like, my husband was mowing and I heard, and I knew something had hit him and it was behind me. And I had a thought of it hitting him in the face, but I turned around and I couldn't see him, but he was just like crying. Like, so I ran down the stairs because I assumed it was his face, because that's what I thought, but it was his leg. So is that just your guides, do you think, telling me something had happened?
did you see it
Or
or
is
did
that
you know it?
the thought just popped in my head? Like, I guess it was in my mind, but it's hard to remember exactly how it came through. But I just, yeah, I often get things before
That
they
would be your
happen.
guides telling you. And because
Yeah,
like, so there was one night when Tom was putting Roman to bed when he was like 2,
yeah,
and I was putting Winter to bed. And I was putting Winter into bed and I saw Roman choking, and then I heard Tom scream, Rosie. And
yeah,
I ran into the room as fast as I could because I knew he was choking because I saw it before
yeah.
it happened or when it was
Well,
happening.
I think things before they happen. So see, even since I was a teenager, I would think something and then it would happen like 3 seconds later.
Yeah, so that's a different clair. So clairvoyance is
Okay,
purely just
seeing.
seeing. So you can see
Okay,
it like as an apparition in front of you. So like
yeah.
shadow figures are like a way that mediums see ghosts, and people think that. So if you see like a shadow in the side of the room, and I don't know if you saw that conversation in that group chat and thread in the tribe chat the other day. I was like, I'm not getting into this with people in here.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going to cause an argument.
yeah,
When someone said their son could see something that was scaring them, and I was like, it will just be a spirit. But
yeah,
you see them as shadow people because it's like
yes,
what your brain can't fully do the apparition of like a full thing, so they just look like shadows. So I'll be putting Rome into bed sometimes and there'll be a shadow standing in the doorway of a person, and I'm like, can
Oh,
you leave? It's freaky. Like,
yeah.
it's
I've got
like probably my
enough.
mum or my pop or my nan or something, but I'm like, can you go away?
Yeah,
They don't scare me anymore, but if you're a kid, they would be terrifying. Um,
yeah.
so that's like an apparition, like a shadow or an actual ghost. And then clairvoyantly in your mind looks like kind of like a projector playing in the dark is
Okay,
the best way
yeah.
I
So
can
I
describe
don't
it.
know that. Nice to meet you,
I'm
Sam, too.
pausing.
Sorry, I was just saying nice to meet
sorry.
you, but then you were speaking at the same time. You go.
Oh, sorry. Lovely to meet you too, Shannon. Lovely to meet you. Yeah. I think I've seen something in the mirror like years ago when I was a kid, but I was like 10 years old, so of course that was freaky. But I don't think it was anything bad now that I look back. So
No, but everything is scary when you're a kid. Like the sound of the
yeah.
plug. I used to pull the plug and bolt. Like I used to flush the
Oh my
toilet and
God,
run.
me
Like,
too.
everything is scary when you're a kid. But I just think there's a very like fine line now between people thinking that like kids have like entities attached to them, or if they can
Yeah.
just see spirits that are fine, and the kid's just scared because they're a kid. They're not actually
Or they're,
being haunted.
yeah, or
That's
they're
just scary
guides.
because they're little.
Yeah.
Anyway, clairaudience. This is what you can do, Sam. So clairaudience is a clear sense of hearing, being able to detect psychic information through the ears or mind. So ringing in the ears is an external sound,
Mhm.
whereas you may receive words in short sentences. This is what I was saying. When I'm doing mediumship, I hear like mum's mum, here. Names can be muffled and wrong for some reason. I don't understand why that happens with those when you hear other words fine. When you hear it in your mind, it's generally in your own voice, so it doesn't scare you. So it is hard to distinguish between thoughts and messages. Yeah, it is really hard to distinguish. But when you're like in a reading and you hear them, it's anything you hear like that drops in will be from the Akashic records when you connect in. Like anything that drops in will be from the Akashic records. If you're like have like racing thoughts and you're like anxious about stuff, then that's just you. But if it's like you hear words or have like thoughts, yeah, it's like if
So
it,
that's also clairaudience as well, because sometimes I've had that a few times. Like sometimes sentences come in my head, I'm like, what? Like it just comes to my head. So I wasn't sure if that was claircognizance or clairaudience. So like,
that is claircognizance. So the more so the thoughts, but like I'm talking like the words and stuff that like drop in. So like I'll hear,
oh,
you
yeah,
know, what's Samantha's sole purpose, and it will be like activation. I'll hear that word.
yeah,
It's more hearing than a thought. It's really hard to distinguish between them. But when you're in a reading, yeah, it kind of all just like kind of flows. And you don't really have time for your own thoughts in a reading either. If that makes sense, because you're
that's true. It's just the
right.
information.
But yeah, so most of the time when
Yeah,
you're
no,
connecting to
totally
the
makes
records will be from the records. Unless of course you're like super anxious. So sometimes I'll have to like tell the guardians to stop. I'll have to be like, stop, you're making me panic. There's too much information coming in. It's you sending me into fight or flight
yeah,
pretty much, because they throw so much stuff at you. You can't sort it out
mm,
fast enough, and you have to just be like, well, stop. I can't process this that fast. You're gonna have to slow down. I do that all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, so claircognizance is the knowing something. It's hard to distinguish the difference. So yeah, and knowing isn't really hearing in your mind thoughts though. That's hard to. Does that make sense? So claircognizance.
Oh, okay. No,
So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. I think I
so it's
can.
more
Okay,
like
because the other thing is like word.
mother's intuition. So like, for example, your kid's upset and you just know it's because something happened at school. Like,
Yeah,
and you know it's because something happened at school, but like, there's no reason for you to know that it was something that happened at school. But
Yeah.
psychically, you know. Does that make sense? Like
yeah, that
you
makes
know
sense.
why
Yeah,
straight
no,
away. You don't
that
know the
that
exact
that totally
details.
makes
So it's more like that intuitively knowing
okay. Yeah,
why, whereas the clair audience is more like words,
the words.
like words.
Okay, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Whereas this is like no words, you just know. Whereas the other one is like words.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I did have an instance of clear audience. Okay, because I remember I had this weird knowing. I remember doing a Reiki, like when they were attuning us, and I just had this thing, but it came in the form of words in my head. So that's clear audience then.
Yeah. If it's like someone could have spoke those words to you, that's clair audience. So like I also it's not just words. I shouldn't say that, because like sometimes like I'll hear like a train. So I'll hear the sound of a train and I'm like, why am I hearing a train? Or I'll hear like an owl, or like, do you know what I mean? So you can hear other things other than words,
Oh, yeah.
but it's in your mind. I don't hear much
Yeah.
externally unless it's like a spirit. Yeah. So like I've heard like kids run up my hall before and there's been no kids in my house. I hear stuff like that. Yeah, freaky as. It wasn't freaky as because I thought it was one of my kids, and then I felt them climb on my bed, and as they like put their hand on me to like as what would be them, because I was facing away from the door. So they ran down the hall, climbed up on the bed, put the pressure on my hip, no, pressure on the bed, and then they didn't touch me. And then I rolled over to see who it was, and there was no one there. And my kids were outside with their dad. And I was like, okay.
That would probably freak me out.
Really? It was
Yeah,
just
that would
Yeah.
probably be so.
That would totally freak me out.
that will probably happen
Yeah.
to you. Just it's fine.
That's fine.
Don't you have
Laundry.
spirit doing weird stuff to you at the moment anyway?
Yeah, well, the clairaudience was before we went away, I was doing the ELF around the place, like for the
Oh, yeah.
kids. And I heard my daughter call out, Mama, and the way she says it was just her. And then she said something about the ELF, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so busted. And I like turned the light off, and I like kind of like reset, I hit it, and then I like went to it, and she was sound asleep, and I was like, okay, that is me going crazy, obviously, but I heard her loud, like clear as day. And then it was the same week, or something else happened. I heard them another time call out for me. I was like, who called out for me? And they're like, not us. And then another time I was in the laundry, and one of them ran in and then ran out again, and I was like, who
That's
just
exactly
came in
the same
laundry?
as what I just told you.
Yeah, that's what it said. So that's only happened before I went away, but nothing since. But I normally get the clear knowing and clear thinking. Like I just think things may happen. I just know things. Like if I'm talking to someone, they think I'm a good listener, but really I think things drop in that I just know.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, you're so easy to talk to. And I'm like, I think I just know things. But yeah.
Someone touched my head last night when I got into bed. They've been
Really?
doing that lately, just here. I'm like, so creepy. Don't do it.
Did you say that? Do you think you just make them giggle? Do you think this is like, yeah, we know, sorry.
No, because Tom was away last night and I was like, don't touch my head, because I was here alone
Oh,
with the kids. And so I was like,
yeah.
don't do that. Like, it doesn't scare me, as in like I don't think it's anything bad, but like it creeps me out still. And I'm like, don't do that, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Rude. Spirit
I
don't
think
have
because you're not expecting it, what they don't have.
Yeah, and it's rude. And I'm pretty sure I'm going through another spiritual awakening because I'm having like the weirdest dreams. And before I fall asleep, I see like really like hallucinations. I feel like it because they're so vivid just before you
Yeah.
fall asleep. Like I just keep seeing weird stuff, and it's
Does
just
that mean something else is getting turned on?
probably
Like they're just
tired.
ramping it up?
Leave me alone. So clairsentience is what we we're just talking about.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, this is the body one. It's like, why has it got an ear under it?
That's weird.
I just
Maybe
obviously
it's like,
copied
I
it.
think that's explaining the body chills because it says the
I don't know why
goosebumps
there's an
and
ear under
chills.
that. That's a mistake. I need to delete that. And that's just meant to be that man. Anyway.
That's okay.
Okay, clear sense of feeling, being able to check psychic information through your body. So this psychic sense is very common in everyday life with people who never identify as spiritual, but can
Yeah.
still recognize they're having a gut feeling about something or feel goosebumps or chills. So you know how everyone is aware that
As
like
full body
goosebumps
chills.
and chills are like confirmation and spirit, and like
Yeah.
it's very normalized psychic thing that people don't even realize is that is a clair. And your gut feeling, like everyone knows that is a thing because everyone has it. Yeah, a lot of things have happened people can't explain. I just think this is a really like normalized one, which is so funny because the others, if you're clairvoyant, then you are a crazy person who needs to be in a psych ward. But it's okay to have this clair and talk about that if you just don't call it that.
This is like the stock standard order of human. They all get this one.
Everyone gets this, yeah.
Yeah.
You can have it, you can have it, you can have it. This can be used in turn. Oh, so yeah, this one also is used by mediums. So I will do this in a reading It gives you like how someone passed away. So mediums will get like
Yep.
head pain if it's a stroke, or you'll feel like chest pain if it's a heart attack, or there's like the medical mediums as well, the people that can do that. I don't do that, but can tell you like parts of your body. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm getting pain in my back. Do you have pain in your back? Like, then I'm getting this. Like, have you been to the doctor? It might be because of this. Like, that's what medical mediums do, but they can feel it in their body as well. So that's clairsentience. So there's just different levels of that, I guess. Well, there's not. Everyone gets it, but then mediums have that extra bit. Clear empathy. So this is my strongest Claire. So clear empathy is a clear sense of emotional feeling, i.e. being able to detect psychic information through your emotions. So I am not an emotional sensitive person, but when I do mediumship readings, I often cry. It's very embarrassing. Well, it's not. We all cry together. They cry, I cry, because I can feel the emotions of the spirit inside my body. It's like their emotions are my emotions. So I mostly, every time I do a Zoom reading, will cry. And even if I do written readings, I cry because I can still feel it. There's no one watching me. So clear empathy can be a subtle psychic sense that's hard to detect, partly because it's so easy to confuse with being an empath. Empathy is a normal human emotion, but being an empath only actually affects, like being able to actually feel people's emotion only affects about 20% of the population. Clear empathy is being able to feel and encompass the emotions of a person when they are not near you. This could be knowing something is wrong with a loved one before you find out, etc. Mediums might use this to sense and channel the emotions of lost loved ones. I don't know what that says. Professional psychics might tell you how you felt in childhood or how you feel about events in the future. Because the words are coming over that for me. Yeah. So this is actually my strongest when I do mediumship. I do not, however, experience this in the Akashic records because there is no spirit to get emotion from or person. Does that make sense? Because there's not actually.
Yeah, it's just like memories.
Yeah, so I don't get any emotions when I might be like traumatized by what I see, but that's my emotions.
Yeah.
I don't actually get other people's, like the emotion. Like I've seen people die many a times, but it's just like watching a movie. I don't feel anything.
You're like, all these grim movies because they're all about people dying.
I could write many movies about the readings that I've done.
Yeah.
The stories.
You should. If you just need some more cash.
That's probably
Start
what they
writing books.
do. Well, most of the movies like based on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some other clairs that you also won't probably have to use in the records are clairgustance, which is the taste. And I've actually never experienced this. So this is being able to taste orally or detect psychic information, more so in mediumship. But like, you know, someone might be like, oh, I can taste coffee. Like, what, like it might, just be something like that. I've never experienced it. Now I've said it, I probably will, because that always when you're like, oh, I've never had
like
this.
when you said to me, or you said, oh, I don't do angels, and then all of a sudden you did. They were like,
I don't do angels, and then I saw an angel or felt an angel. Claire Alliance. Such a weird name. Anyway, this is the clear sense of smell. So being able to nasally detect psychic information. This is also a commonly known, it's not commonly known as called this. This is also a normalized psychic sense, right? So, when you think of your nan and then you smell her.
Yeah.
So I can smell
like
my
a
nan.
memory. Yeah.
I know I can smell what inside my dad's house from when I was little smells like.
Yeah.
But it's normalized because they say that it's just a memory, but it's still a psychic sense that everyone has and everyone can access. So yeah, I think that's a really good one for like being able to be like, well, you can do that. So
everything's normalized because they don't want it to stand out. They want it to like not be known.
And then clairtangency. So clairtangency is a clear sense of touch. So being able to detect psychic information through your hands, like mediums might ask you to
Oh,
bring
yeah.
in jewelry or something like that, and they need to have that. They can like, I actually reckon, Shannon, that you'll have this because you're quite sensitive to energy. So being able to like feel the energy in the jewelry helps them connect psychically or
Yeah.
to the past loved one or something.
I've been read that way. I remember the first psychic I went to asked for me, I think she had my car keys or like a ring, and she could tell so much.
Yeah, but you're really sensitive to energies of crystals and stuff. So I reckon you'd actually be able to like, that would probably be something that could really help you, not
Yeah.
in the Akashic records, but
But just grow.
other stuff. So
Suppose also, I'm wondering. Oh, sorry.
no, you go.
I know. What was it? What about, there are some people, they see photos, you could say, oh, hey, what do you think of this person? And they see it and then they can just pick up those, like whether it's a good person, bad person, or they've had trauma or, whatever it is. It's like
They're
there are
more
some
like,
people who can do that. Which one would you say
I
it is?
don't know what that is. I think
Depends how
they're
it
more
drops in,
like
I guess.
seers or I don't know. Because
It
I
might trigger.
can read people's energy. So like I had a spiritual awakening a while ago when it was really bad because I could actually see everyone's like energy really clearly. And I was like, this is
Oh, I
awful.
wish
Like,
I could do that. That would be so fun.
But it's gone, like even if I wasn't tuning into it, it was like I could just see everyone's energy. So if someone's like crazy to me, they have like a really swirly energy around them, like it's really swirly. And if someone's
feel
like a
like
narcissist or a mean person, then they have quite sharp energy around them. So I can see that kind of stuff.
I feel like I just know. I
But
just
yeah, you
know
can just
if
know
the
them.
person is like crazy, or they walk toward me and I'm like, nah. I just feel it, but not necessarily like that. Like I don't see anything, I just feel it. I'm like, yeah, I've got to move
But yeah, I think
away.
seeing it in the pictures and stuff is just those people that can just read energy really well. And they're probably just really developed
I
psychics,
suppose the
I guess.
photo might trigger their other clairs though. Like a photo might trigger then something to drop in or them smell something, or like it still might trigger their other clairs.
Yeah, and I feel like you can see it. So maybe it's clairvoyance because you can see the energy of the, like you look at a person and
Yeah,
they look
yeah, that makes
dark,
sense.
even though the
It's a
picture
visual.
hasn't changed.
Mm.
Does that like you can't
Yeah,
see anything over the photo, but like they look dark. They look like, yeah, it
Yeah,
might be.
you know.
I don't actually know.
yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question though. I wonder. I imagine it's clairvoyance, but I imagine it's more so people
Clairvoyant.
read energy.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
the energy.
grounding. Ways to ground yourself before a reading if you feel like it. I don't ground myself before a reading. I just have a ritual that I do. So ways to ground yourself would be in the ocean, like going to the beach, having a bath, breath work, meditation, walking barefoot, being in like the light of the sun or the moon, spending time outside, all ways you can ground yourself. Do you guys know all that? I reckon though. And then
Yep.
if you feel like grounding yourself before a read, like the Akashic records, spiritual hygiene. So cleansing is really important. Even though you're not like connecting with spirit or anyone's, you're still connecting with someone's energy, sort of. So I just think it's good to have that practice of having incense burning, and like cleansing yourself like before and after a reading, because I haven't fixed that. It says heads. Because you might start doing other things with the Akashic records, and then it's just good to have that spiritual hygiene in place as well. Like you might start doing it with energy healing, but like you've got that. Like I will call in like people's ancestors and loved ones and stuff. So I am opening the connection more. So it's good just to keep that spiritual hygiene in practice with all modalities, I think. So opening your connection and setting the intention. So when I do the prayer for the Akashic records, I actually physically open my channel. So I'll just like motion like an open thing 3 times to
Yeah.
like say that my channel, because your Akashic records straight up, So I will motion that my channel is open. I will always have a cup of cacao. I always have incense and a candle going. Once I say the prayer to open the Akashic records, I will always say, hello, guardians. And then I will say, set the intention and say why I'm here. So I'll be like, I'm just doing a reading for Samantha. It is the triplicity reading. So we're just looking for information for her highest good, but I will also be calling in her guides and her loved ones for information as well. And then I will just usually start with the guardians and do that, but I leave the records open the whole reading because I jump around a bit. But I just set that intention and then I'm on my way and I'm like, can you show me Samantha's past life that's relevant to like help her now? And then I'll close my eyes and say a past life. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. Can you show me this? And I'll just chat to them like or if they go too fast, I'm like, no, you have to slow down. I can't go that fast. Can you please just show me one thing instead of the 30 things you just threw at me? And then they will.
Do you actually see them, feel them, hear them? Like
The
what do you?
guardians,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll like see them clairvoyantly
just
if I'm like looking for it, but normally I just talk to them because I feel the energy
You
open.
just
and,
acknowledge them.
yeah. And
Sorry,
also
I'm just moving myself a
You're
bit
right.
of internet.
the other thing that people tell you, which is a load of BS, is that when
Mm.
you do Akashic record readings, you like see the big library and the doors open and there's two guardians standing there, and then you get a book off the shelf and it opens and all these magical words fly out. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
that happen once and it was in a guided meditation, and it's because that's what the lady was telling us was happening.
Yeah.
That's what I could see. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
With a guided meditation. So I don't ever see a book. I don't ever see doors. I do see the guardians. It's not like that. Like, don't be looking for that because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's been so normalized that that's what you see. Maybe that's what someone sees.
I think it's
That's like
because they
their
do those
ritual.
pictures. You know, the picture of the Akashic records, and it's like this palace and it's like these stairs. And I think that's what people think, oh, I'm going up to this place, I'm going to see it. It's like, yeah, no.
I've seen it in
Yeah.
guided meditations. When I do
Yeah.
my Akashic record readings, I'm
Yeah.
just in it. Energetically, I've traveled there. If I want to see the guardians, I can. I'm not looking around a big library. I'm just receiving information the same as I would through mediumship or psychic. It's just from the Akashic records.
Yep.
There is no book that I see. I'm sure if I asked to see a book, they would get one, but some people might do that because that might be like the ritual that they have set up for themselves. So like every time I do a past life reading, I will see a person walking down a street outside, right? Every time I see them walking down the street, I see what kind of road it is. I might see what's around them. I will see about the age they look. I might see like a soldier with like the English flag on him. And then they walk into a house. But like that must be like a ritual that I've set up for myself to like for me to figure out what location we're in.
And then age, like
Yeah.
area.
So it's kind of like something that I've set up for myself unknowingly for me to gather information of where we are. Where are we? Who is this person? And then they will usually walk into like a home or a workplace or something. Or they'll be like by a river, but they're always like walking to start with, why I gather the location and who it is. So it's interesting that that's how somehow I've set it up for myself. Or my guides have just done that for me. Who knows? My guardians might be like, this is how we'll give her information so she can get what she needs before the reading starts. And then once the door shuts, then I hear the conversation start going. But it's always the same at the start for me. It's really weird that there's no library of books. Oh, and then at the end, again, closing your connection. The only thing you need to do is once you feel like you're done in there is say the prayer. So I will say the prayer to close it, and then I will just say, thank you, guardians. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found a spot with better connection, I think. I was in my little area of the house, so hopefully this is better. I'm just sorry, I've had to move around just to find a good spot.
No, that's good. And did you hear all that?
Yes, I did. Yep. No, that was perfect. Yeah, because my mum's out, so I thought because she was downstairs, but she's gone out, so I was like, oh god, I'm going to use the lounge. So
yeah, your connection was a bit delayed before, I think, and that's why we kept talking over each other.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah, because yeah, it's a bit I think Zoom's a bit temperamental sometimes too. Yeah, but I think it's a bit better. Is it better now?
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
it sound? Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I think before you were just like slightly delayed, so we kept like all talking at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Okay, so ways you can channel help with your connection. So you're in the Akashic records, right? You can speak out loud. So I talk out loud a lot. And I also will talk to text in my phone. So I'll open up a Google Docs, and I will press the like talk to text button, and I will just be like, Shannon's sole purpose is, and then I will just keep talking. Sometimes I will, like, to get that connection flowing, I will write. So I'll be like, Shannon's sole purpose is, and then I might see something, or I might hear a word like healing. Say your sole purpose is like a healer. I might be like, I might see an angel, which for me is quite angelic and like healing energy. So I might see like an angel, or that might mean something different to you though. I might see an angel, or I might hear the word healer, and then I'll be like, right. And then I'll feel confident to like keep talking it. So you can jump around how you're like drawing the information out. Like you don't have to do it one way. I do not. I do it like every way in a reading. So yeah, through writing. So I do that a lot in mediumship. I'll be like, the message for Samantha is, why you, and then I'll just keep writing. And then once I've got that flowing a bit, I'll usually just go straight back to talk to text. But I used to handwrite everything out and then I would type it up, but I don't need to do that anymore. But I still sometimes need to write to start channeling. And it's probably the easiest way to write messages. It's also a really good way to, if you're a medium and you want to connect to a loved one that you know, it's really hard to do that. So it's called automatic writing, unless automatic writing is a really good way to like channel someone that you know. So I do that for my mum. Sometimes I'll write messages from her, but like for me to like psychically connect, I'm like always just feel like it's my imagination for some reason. It's hard to do that, but if I just automatic write, it's easier.
And it can be a lot of information too. You were saying sometimes when they give you the information, it's not like information dump when you access it.
Yeah. So that happened to me. Like I was doing a reading for a lady one day. She's a super old soul. And I asked a stupid question. So I asked, where is her soul from? And they just flashed planet after planet after planet after planet after planet in front of me. And I was like, whoa, slow down. I was like, can you show me one relevant? I was like, but they were just like, that was their way of showing me how old her soul was. But I was like, you have to stop. You're making me feel nauseous. Actually, I felt nauseous. I was like, please stop doing that. Can you give me one thing? And they were like, okay. And they like showed me one planet. But yeah, they can just throw lots of stuff at you sometimes. And then also sometimes like you can get caught up in your head. It's happened to me before. And you like, especially if you see something that's similar to something that you've seen before, it throws you and you're like, oh, am I just like making this up now? And then you get like all anxious and then you're like, no, I've seen this story for another person. I'm just making up the same thing. Like this isn't new. Because as I say at the start, it's that same scene every time with someone walking in a scenery. And then, so sometimes I'll have to like tell myself to like calm down, put my ego aside pretty much and just wait and see what comes on further. So I'll be like, I have to like calm myself down and be like, no, just keep writing what you're writing because it probably is different. And then it does end up always being different, but it kind of starts off the same or like there's similar themes and stuff. So it throws me. So yeah, playing music at the same time helps get rid of that anxiety, helps you get out of your head. When I say music, I don't mean like top 40. I mean like something that's like going to help ground or like sound healing music or like meditation music. Or I use like a tribal drum beat every time I do Akashic record readings. It's like to differentiate for me between like mediumship and Akashic records. And then for mediumship, I just have like whatever meditation type music on. Visually, what does that mean? Does that mean clear? Hang on, talking out loud writing. ways to channel. Yeah, so clairvoyantly, I'm going to change that. That's a stupid word. Yeah, so based on like what you can see, words dropping in, so that's that clairaudience. They drop in your own voice. They kind of feel denser though as well. You'll notice. Yeah, so yeah, tell your ego to stay aside pretty much if you need to. Gratituding before a reading. So like sometimes if I'm in a funk and I have a reading to do, I'll sit down with my cup of cacao and I'll put on like some like high frequency music and I will just like gratitude to like raise my vibration pretty much. So I'll just like write down a heap of stuff I'm grateful for, sit with my cacao, sit in that like gratitude energy, and it just helps you. God, that's going out my mouth. Incense. It helps you like change your mood. Another thing that also I find really helpful, sometimes I will like jump around the lounge room and just like shake off the energy, or vacuuming, because it's that like, it's just like moving and shaking the energy off you. It's said that the vacuum is the new witch's broom. It's like the similar thing. You're just moving the energy. You're moving the energy. It helps you move. So yeah, and especially for me, because I'm a mom who works from home, if I'm like, I will like get the vacuum out because I don't like doing readings. Like if my brain is like on the mess, then like I just like to have it clean when I do a reading. But all I can do is like focus on the reading. So yeah, vacuuming is a good way to do that. I know that
I don't
sounds
know about when I vacuum, my mind goes elsewhere anyway.
yeah,
Like
it's the
my
same as
body
like,
is doing it, but my mind is completely like doing other stuff.
because vacuuming is boring. So it's the same as me. Like when I do things like vacuuming or exercising or whatever, I get like drop-ins and downloads and stuff like that because my brain is looking for other information because I find it really boring to vacuum.
What about when you're driving on autopilot? I was talking to my sister yesterday. When you're like, I
Yeah.
don't know, if you're doing the same motions,
Yeah. Do you know that's not normal?
isn't it?
No. I got yelled at my old workplace because I said that to someone once. I was like,
Really?
you know when you drive somewhere and you don't like remember driving there? And
I have
like
done that and I'm like, how do I
they're
get
like,
home?
no. And I was like, yeah, when you're driving and you don't remember how you like got there, like and you'll be like driving and it's like literally someone else was driving for you because you just were like thinking about
Yeah,
other
you're on
stuff and that you
autopilot. It
weren't even in
happens
the
to
car.
99% of
And
the
she was like, that
people.
is so unsafe, Rosie. You shouldn't have your license. And I was like,
Oh my gosh,
okay, that's not normal. Right.
those people aren't your people.
No,
Had a car crash.
no. Well,
I
you
just
were probably
prefer-
protected while driving anyway. They were probably driving for you anyway.
No,
So
I honestly think that. I honestly think when I die, my guardian's are going to be like, these are all your near misses, girl. These are all the times we saved your life while you weren't paying attention. And it's going to be a lot of them are going to be in the car, and it will be them driving the car for me, and me being like, do.
you're welcome.
That's what
You
it will
won't
be
be
like.
the
They'll
only
be
one.
like, we saved your ass so many times. So rituals to set the scene. So that's what I said about like, I always like physically open my channel. I also physically like close it as well, like prayer hands. But yeah, like physically close it, physically open it, always have my cacao, always have the same music on. It just helps like set the scene. Like you can have a cup of tea, you can have whatever. Okay, so here's the prayer. So we gather together and like blah, blah, blah. So when you get to these bits that say, I wish to know myself, client's name, animal's name, location. So you just sub in whatever you want. So it would be like, I wish to know Shannon in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see Shannon through the light of the Akashic records. If it's you, literally just saying myself. So I wish to know myself in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see myself in the light of the Akashic records. So you just read that whole thing and then they're open. And then you say, hello, guardians. This is why I'm here, just to sit in the energy of the records and see what it feels like. If anything drops in, it drops in. If not, whatever. That's why I'm here, pretty much. What have you done when you've opened them before, Shannon? Have you?
I basically, because obviously we're instructed to, ground and do this kit and caboodle beforehand. I think I basically said the prayer. I think I was expecting to only just see something visually. I don't think I was paying attention to what my body was doing or what else was doing or what thoughts were coming in my head. And then, yeah, I remember seeing one time I did see like, like when you got your eyes shut and you can see lights behind, like as if someone's shining a torch or there's something going on behind your closed eyes. I remember I was like closed eyes and I could see these like swirls, that is probably the most entertainment I had doing it. I
Did
could
you ever
feel
like
the
ask
energy.
them stuff? Like, did you?
I did. Well, I guess I was probably a little bit waiting for guardians as such. Like I never really got guardians, so I was like, I never really saw anything.
I
So
wouldn't
it's
worry
like I
about what
didn't.
you can see. I would be really
Yeah,
assertive, like not assertive, but like confident in what you want. So I always am. Like I set the intentions and then
yeah,
I'm like, can you show me a past life? Okay, now are there any deities that want to come forward?
yeah.
Can you, or like,
I
so the other
don't.
day I was doing a reading for someone and they showed me her past life and she was like this crazy lady. It was my friend. She won't care if I say this. She was like a crazy lady
Mhm.
at like a fair yelling about the oppression of the people. And anyway, she ended up getting caught for being a witch and blah, blah, blah. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, can you show me how we got to this point? How did she, what's the backstory of how she became the
Yeah.
crazy lady at the fair or the market or wherever it was, yelling about the oppression of the people? And so then they took me back to when she was little. And then the story came
Okay.
forward again. That's all
Yeah.
clairvoyant though. So like you could say, for example, an easy thing to do to start with would be like, can you show me, instead of being like, can you show me a past life, could just be like, could you tell me the name of a country I've had a past life in? And then see
Okay.
what name pops in. Like start simple like that.
I don't think I was being too very specific. I think
Not
I
be
was
specific.
being, yeah, I think I was being like, is there anything I need to know? Just these.
You
I,
could do that as
you
well.
know,
Is there anything I need to know is
yeah,
fine. But if you
yeah,
wanted to like look at your past life, I wouldn't clairvoyantly look around. You can, but I would be like, something that's
just waiting.
easy would be
Yeah,
like, can you tell me the name of a country I've had a past life in?
yeah.
Um, can you tell me how many children I had in this life? See what number comes to you. Stuff like that, because that's what you
Yeah,
could
okay.
do. So
So
you,
just
even if you
to
can't see
to
it clairvoyantly, you can still do past life readings. You just have to think of juicy
yes.
ways to gather that information. Do you know what I mean?
Now I tried to open it the other day. Obviously, I was just because I know what the prayers are. I just don't have the tools and the knowledge. But anyway, and practice. But I felt the energy was different. That was one thing that is, and I just sat in it and I said, like, I'm purely here to sit in this energy. So
Mm.
is that something that you have instructed the others to do while they are just accessing and practicing? Is it just I'm here to sit in the energy, and
Yeah.
if something
It
drops in,
depends who it is. So someone like Lee was pretty keen to get in there and just do whatever the hell she felt like, which good on her. That's what I did. But
yeah,
she's probably more confident with her clairs.
yeah,
And then but I had said just if to the group, like if you want to just do that, she's going to go in all guns blazing, I think, which is great.
well, she's got quite a good rapport with her guides at the moment. She's always asking for signs. She asks for clarifications. She's communicating with them as in just mainly through signs, and she asks to be shown something if it's a yes, and asks like she's really very straightforward with that. Whereas, and I've said to her, I don't think it'll take you long because your guides are like onto it. Whereas sometimes I feel like I ask my guide something and I don't get anything. But then the other day I asked them and they did show me a sign. So yeah,
When
they're
I
there. I guess it's just a muscle we've got to keep using.
when I
Mm.
first did my Akashic record training the first time, because I've done it twice, the first time I
Mm.
bailed out, I was like, this is shit. They said that I had to open the Akashic records every day and sit in the energy for 5 minutes and extend it out each time. I
Yeah.
would never tell anyone to do that. One, I think it's stupid. Um, I think that everyone learns differently, and like some people would do that, whereas like someone like me who has like a really erratic personality and can't
Mm.
actually do routine,
Yeah.
erratic's probably not the right word, but you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
can't do something like that for 5 minutes every day and extend it out. Like that's not attainable.
And you got to
for
have
someone
something
with
happening, like you
ADHD.
can't sit there. Yeah.
That's just not attainable.
No.
So I would just say sit in
Well,
it, do whatever
mm.
you want to do, shut the records, move on, whatever you feel comfortable or called to do. You could open it for 3 minutes. You could open it for 1 minute. You could open it for 20, whatever.
Okay, so it's really, but you just have to have a very specific question. I mean, it's not like every day you're going to have a very specific question, and you may not have as maybe today you've only got 2 questions. Tomorrow you might have like 10 questions. So that, yeah, that kind of
You
doesn't
might,
make sense.
you might
Yeah.
just open the records and have a bath and see. Like I will often, if I have a bath, just open the records.
Oh,
So
So we could open them even having a shower and just see what happens.
yeah, so that's what some
Ooh.
people were going to do. I think actually that's what Lee was going to do because she
Yeah.
likes the drop-ins in the shower.
oh.
So you can open them, have a shower, and just say that you're using the energy of the records. Whatever happens, happens, and then close them
Yeah.
when you're done. But you don't have to have like just yeah. I think just telling them your intention sets the scene, lets them know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and is just respectful. You can do whatever you want as long as it's respectful.
I want to meet my guides. I want my, like, the first point of call. I would obviously I know what you've told me, and I would just purely like to get something from them at first. Like, yes, like obviously I'm going to the Guardians, and there's all this information there that I
But
can
you could
ask.
say that. You could say to
Yeah.
you could open the records and say to the Guardians, I've opened the records to see if I can enhance my
Yeah.
clairs to be able to connect in with my guides.
Yeah.
Like you can use them energy for whatever you want. I would just say
Yeah.
what you're doing. And it also is helpful for them to know what you want so they can help give it to you.
Okay. So you can ask them, you can say, hey, I want to enhance my clears. That's the reason I'm opening up the
Yeah.
records.
I've opened the records to practice using my clairs.
Practice using my clears.
I suppose it's something that we could just try.
But
all of
also
them
you can just
and
open
just
the
see what
records and
happens.
just sit in the energy for 5 minutes and not do anything. But in the bath is a really good way, and we're all talking about this the other day on the call. Baths are really good, and the ocean and the shower. Water
Any
actually
water.
is a super good way to like connect in better.
Mm.
So I got in the bath the other day because I was like, oh, I haven't connected with my guides for ages. And Claire was like, don't you open the records for yourself? And I was like, no, I don't have
I
time.
meant to ask, how was your bath?
Well, I got in the bath to do a meditation to like connect in with my guides and got all these ideas about like products that I want to sell. And so I just put them in the notes on my phone. But that information was from the records.
Yeah.
So because as soon as I was like went to start the meditation, it was all this business stuff dropped in my head. And I was like, oh crap, put that in my phone.
So you feel like, oh,
Um
I'm not doing this personal relaxing stuff there, but they're just like, boom.
yeah, they were like, here, have some ideas. And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, it doesn't, and so yeah, so I set out to do a meditation and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't, they have different ideas for you.
Oh, yeah, like my sound bath the other day, I think I was telling you about. I had a sound bath yesterday. And I thought, so we did like a new moon manifestation thing, and there was a meditation. So at the end of the session, you do a sound bath. So I thought, okay, this is going to be nice and relaxing. My spirit guide just keeps talking to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I was trying to relax, but she kept repeating the same message again and again. I'm like, okay. So it was quite funny. I was like, how am I supposed to enjoy my sound bath? I mean, it's nice hearing from you, but I was kind of hoping to just, feel the vibrations of the sound bath. But no, she just wanted to talk to
Yeah,
me.
they do that when we're in those states. They like before you go to sleep, when you're exercising, anytime when you're like,
Your mind's blank.
yeah. When I have massages, I get really like really cool, like I see
Oh,
like good visuals and stuff. My
oh,
friend got a face mask the other day before I did my Akashic record reading, and she felt me open her Akashic records because I always open them 20 minutes before like a Zoom call
yeah.
just to get information because I feel like it gives me, if I have stuff written down, then I'm less anxious going in. And also
Yeah.
I don't like sitting in front of people like this.
Because you want to be prepared. So yeah.
Yeah, I just like to have some stuff down so I can start off because there's someone you don't know. I don't know. When I had the reading with Jess the other day, she just did it all in front of me and I was like, hats off to you, but I feel so uncomfortable doing that. I don't know why. I probably will one day, but yeah, I like to just get it down for 20 minutes first and then have the call.
Yeah.
But I would probably
Uh,
do the same. You
yeah,
just,
I
Rather
you
do the
just
than
need
them
same.
having them sit there and watch me watch a past life.
it's
Um,
like your insurance policy.
And you just go in
Basically.
and it gets away some of your anxiety as well. So the
Yeah.
closing prayer is exactly the same, but then or it's shorter, and then the records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. So this one is my favorite prayer. It was channeled by Ashley when she was in her records only back in like 2020. So something she channeled from the records. I really love this prayer. There are others, and you can just Google them, but this one's my favorite. And I wasn't going to type them all up, so
It's probably nice and easy to remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still just again I just have it in my notes, and I've just like hearted it so I can find it easily
Yeah.
in my photos. So
Yeah.
yeah, see there's the records there with the Guardians. It's just
Yeah.
AI generated.
Do you have to say it with your eyes closed? Because I mean, I don't have the best memory, so I
No,
No, I
probably
read
would.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay.
And sometimes I stuff it up and then I like get them around the wrong way because I'm not actually reading it. But I'm just like, so I'll have to like, it doesn't matter. It's still just, sometimes I get them backwards, like, because it says, oh, like,
So
if it's I wish to know, I wish to see, I wish to feel, sometimes I'll get those around the wrong way. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay. But is it like just the intent? Is that what's more important, I
Yeah.
suppose?
So you can
Yeah,
actually connect to the Akashic records without the prayer. And I can do that. I didn't realize I could do it. It is harder, but the first time it happened, I was in a meditation and I saw someone I know's past life with their kid. And yeah, so I saw that and then I was like, oh, that's Akashic record information. And then yeah, there's been a few other times where I've like closed the records after a reading and the Guardians have been like, no, here's some more. So yeah, you don't need the prayer. It is easier. It does set the intention. And it makes you feel like you're definitely in the records, and you can feel the frequency shift, but you can connect in without it.
Yeah.
with when you went from not being able to do it and then being able to access it, the first few times, what was the massive change that happened for you? So when you went from getting a few messages drop in your mind, or did you just one of those people that get to see like a video straight up?
I can't remember what happened when I first did Tanita's
Because I
thing.
know you said it's
So the
like
first
watching a
time I did it
movie.
and I didn't see anything, but I didn't know anything because she didn't teach about the clairs. So I didn't know
No.
anything about the clairs at all. So I was just
Yeah.
opening the records and I was just waiting for something to happen. I was like, nothing's happening. I don't see
It's
anything.
kind of what
I
happened
don't
to
feel
me. I just sat
anything.
there.
So I stopped doing it. I was like, this is stupid. And then, so when I signed up again, I already was a developed psychic medium. So
Mm.
when I opened the Akashic records, it was just very easy. I think I looked at a past life of mine and like literally just saw it play out.
Yeah. So I guess it's just practice, practice, practice.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is that like in your past lives, you can be like different genders and stuff as well. So if you like
Yeah.
see a past life and you're a man, like that's probably what you were. We just have a
Yeah.
preferred gender, but if the lesson fits the other gender, then we are that gender. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, people generally have like a preferred gender. Example question. So things you can ask: what do I need to know right now? What's my greatest lessons in life? What are my gifts? How can I use and develop my gifts? How can I best contribute to the world? How can I start to overcome my fears? Where is my soul from? What's holding me back? What will bring me happiness? Do I have any gifts I'm not aware of? What limiting beliefs do I need to address? How can I tap into my intuition more? What soul contracts do I have? Can you tell me about a past life? So can you tell me about a past life I use all the time? But there's a million more questions you can ask. You can ask anything. A good way people do it to start with as well, they'll use cards and stuff as well. So you can use like divination tools and just have the records open and do like 3 card reading or whatever. And it will
That's
like help
probably a good one.
with that. Okay, so this is
And then I suppose, sorry,
go.
I was just thinking if you're using like an oracle deck or cards, because you're relaxed and you're doing something, I guess the thoughts may pop in
Yeah.
and you're not like focusing on it too much.
So this is a past life reading, and this is a
Mhm.
witch. This is from a witch reading.
Yep.
And this shows you how my brain jumps Claire's. So
Mhm.
I'll read it and explain it. So it was a past life for a girl in the witch reading. So I'm like, now I'm seeing you with a long cloak on, sneaking out of the castle at night. And I heard woman of the people. So woman of the people was like the drop-in words I heard inside my head in my own voice. And I clairvoyantly saw her walking out of the castle in a long cloak. You're sneaking down a staircase outside the palace and you're going to the town. I see a small wooden door and you push it open and walk through and remove your hood. There are 3 women waiting for you. I heard coven. So again, that's all clairvoyant. Then I heard the word coven. So that's literally how it happened. So watching coven. And you say, sorry, I'm late. But that was more like talking. Look at me like the talking. So like there's like the drop in and then I heard over here somewhere. It's hard to explain.
For your clear audience and
Yeah,
also
sorry, I'm late. I had to wait for him to be asleep. Then I saw your father, the king. And that is just that knowing, like I just knew he was the king when I saw her dad. He was asleep in a bed. So I just knew he was the king. But I saw a man asleep in a bed, knew inside myself he was a king. I had to wait for him to be asleep. Then I saw your father, the king, sleeping in his bed. I can see you grab a heap of ingredients that you bought and you're mixing them with something in the pot with the women. There is so much famine in the town and you want to help. So you sneak out and come here to meet these women. You spend your time making herbal potions for the sick and casting blessings for abundance for the fishermen and the farmers of the land. So that big paragraph there, I just sort of knew that's what they were doing. So that wasn't, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. I just knew that that's what they were doing. And I think I wrote that. So I just automatically wrote that. And then, so now I'm being told it's Greece. I heard Greece. You were making an offering for Poseidon to protect the boats and help the fishermen bring back bountiful loads, in a hope to help feed the people of the town. Bountiful is not a word I would ever use. And Poseidon is a god of the sea.
God of the sea.
I know that. But if you wanted me to, I would be thinking Ariel, so I would say Zeus. So it just shows you, like, is Zeus the ocean? Like, I wouldn't
No.
say Poseidon, but that is who it would be. So it's like nice when stuff like that comes through and you're like, yes, it's not me. It's not me. Because I would never say
Yeah.
bountiful and I would never say Poseidon. So it's like I know who he is, but like it's not like my first jump to when I think gods would help
It's
protect you.
almost like you're reading a book.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's how that one happens. And it just shows how my Claire's kind of jumped around. But also like don't be shocked if you can't do this straight away. Like Claire that I do readings for, I don't know if she's ever tried to, but she doesn't do this kind of thing in the Akashic record. So like everyone does different stuff in them. So just be mindful of that. But there's no reason you can't do that. With like practice and stuff. So this is an example reading for a message. So I'm asking if there's any other messages for you. So I literally would have been talk to texting that and I would have said, are there any other messages for her? And then I would have, normally with messages, I automatically write them. So I would have just started writing, your guides are saying, be kind to yourself, stop being hard on yourself. You cannot do anything you want. You can't do everything you want in your human body. It will take time and it will be overwhelming. Remember, you're human. You're here for a human experience. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. So that was all automatic writing, which is just writing what you think.
Sorry, my daughter's just come in. Just give me 2 seconds. You keep going.
So then an example reading for gifts. Is she muted us or just herself?
No, I mute myself because my daughter's talking. Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay, so when I asked for a gift, I saw a huge angel with her arms stretched out. So like I was like, this lady, I think I know this girl. I said, what's one of her gifts? And I saw a huge angel with her arms stretched out, and then wrapped them around a group of people. So that's like clairvoyantly what I saw. It was like a huge angel put its arms around like a group of people. and they're saying you have a strong connection to the angels and you should be able to feel their presence and call them in. I'm seeing healing being huge for you in this lifetime, but not just energy healing. It's your words, it's your presence, it's your aura. People need to be around you, just need to be around you when they feel better. This also means that you need to make sure that you're protecting your energy as people are drawn to it. I'm also seeing children. I'm not sure if you offer any offerings to children, but I can see you doing Reiki on a child. I'm also seeing angels again. So if you aren't already working with them, you probably should be. So
Wow.
That's cool.
that's all pretty much, other than seeing the angel, that's all just automatic writing.
Wow. So different modalities could come out when you're accessing it.
Yeah,
And
for
I
people.
guess-
People will want to know stuff like that. They'll want to know, what's my soul purpose? Like, what's holding me back? That's what people want to know. Which is, yeah. I need to open up my records, and because I'm pretty sure I have like a block at the moment for myself that I've created. I need to
I
open
think I
up.
might have a block for myself that I've created since the last Akashic Records thing. I think I've got to change the belief. I think I believe that I can't do it, so I've got to change that.
Mine
So
is
you just-
around like money.
Oh,
Like, I always get confused with spirituality because they're like, I just find it so confusing, like the money side of it. Like, you're meant to surrender, but then also like you have the tools to manifest. So
Mm.
like, do you just do nothing, or like is promoting your
Or you-
business not surrendering? Like, I just get so like, maybe it's all in my head and I just none of it actually matters.
oh.
No, you
But
just
like, I
Well, I
always
think
thinking
to
get
about
tell
so
it.
yourself,
caught up on it. Like, should I be doing
yeah,
this? Should I not be doing this? Am I blocking myself? Maybe it's all just like my own thoughts that are like ruining me.
I think it is. I think, well, I don't know. I think because I mean, I don't know if it's also, to be honest, like I actually grew up in a well-to-do family, and my parent, like my mom's not the type to bake or cook and stuff. Her love language is money, buy me new things. So I think that's my love language. Like I don't cook, I don't do stuff, but my love language is buy nice presents and that. But my parents are quite generous people, so I've seen they've used money to help others and that. So I feel like money. So like I've seen money as the best friend, because we were actually talking about this yesterday at our new moon thing. So this new moon is good for like abundance and this and that. It was interesting seeing how everyone has different relationships with money. So they were like, what's your one statement that relationship? Yeah. So mine was money is my best friend, but it always has been my best friend, because I'm like, I can use this to help others. I can buy, for example, like I can get my godson, really nice presents for his birthday. I can use it to make people happy and this and that. So I've just seen it as a good thing. Whereas, the saying money is the root of all evil. Now I don't know. So maybe that could be it. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what you
Comes
just
with the generational stuff too. Like if there
yeah.
was trouble generations prior, like it automatically goes into the next generation. So
Yeah.
then like it's hard to break that cycle, because if it's a positive cycle, then it's like you can see the positives with it. But if it's like a lack mentality, it's almost like if someone else
Yeah.
was afraid they didn't have, then that was instilled in the child that they would always be afraid that they didn't have, and it's like a negative thing. And it's really hard
Yeah.
to break some stuff up.
It's just,
That's
I just don't know
interesting.
what to do about it. I'm like Claire's shadow work thing. I hope I can work through it. That's only a couple of days away. So her shadow work course, I'm hoping that I can like
I
actually
think
figure it out.
you feel guilty.
Well, it's not that I feel
I
guilty. I
think
feel like,
yeah,
well, I feel guilty spending it
yeah.
because I
But
don't,
it's energy.
yeah, I do.
Like it's a tool.
It is. And I think money comes back to you. If you believe that money will come back
Yeah.
to you, it comes back to you.
I
Like,
always believe that we have what we want, but I also like, how in spirituality they're like, well, you shouldn't worry about material stuff. Like, but then also like, why? I
You've
like
got to
it.
pay bills and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
So all my cards have been coming up lately. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Like absolute, like every single deck I pick up, something
Wow.
regarding manifestation. And then there's the 111 portal, which is obviously manifestation. And there was the past life that you did for me that is still in my mind, and why it came up about the girl that she was begging and then she got struck to the ground, and then she was like, right, and she turned to magic. So I feel like in this life, it's not magic, it's manifestation. So I feel like I'm reaching that point where, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm every single card that I'm a deck that I just shuffle, 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 something comes out with abundance, manifestation. Like I'm seeing 888, like it's the universe is telling me to step up the game with my thoughts. And
Your
so
thoughts
I'm
do
watching my
manifest.
words. Yeah, and I'm watching my words. Like if someone says, I'm like, oh, I don't have the money for that, I'll say, no, I'm choosing to spend my money differently this month, but that will come. Or, you know, we aren't doing that now, but we'll do that at another time, rather than saying like we don't have enough for that particular thing. Like I guess I'm very mindful about it at the moment.
That scarcity mindset, is that what you said?
Yeah,
You said,
and my family has, I guess I have that generational lack, and there's different things about money. So, and my husband's parents have it as well. So we want to change it for our children. And, you know, you can be anything, you can do anything, you know, we're changing how they see money from the start, and not, you know, you don't have to spend every last dollar, but, you know, savings, and just not trying not to worry about, but they still pick up on things. They're very like little sponges, but I'm trying to change, you know, but anyway, same type of thing, but I guess
it's a hard
yeah.
mindset. Yeah, because one of my friends, the way she described money, we went to the thing together, and because like I said, money is my best friend. I can use it to help people. I see him as a generous person, you know, dependable, loyal. He's got me back. Where she said money is like fun. He's like, like a fling, you know, he's there, it's fun, but then he's not always there. So that's the way she described it. So I was like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, there was that loophole where there's always that lack, whereas you weren't even thinking about the lack. So I think that's the manifestation, the positive. My sister's very like that. She's just got it coming in this door.
I think, it definitely is a mindset thing, because also I noticed, because long story short, I'm going through a divorce with my ex-husband, but I feel like he was blocking my money energy. Now I'm feeling money coming here. The other day I found like 20 ringgit, which is probably like not even, probably maybe about $7 if I convert on the ground. I was like, oh, okay, it's like in notes. And when I was a student, I used to find $20 notes randomly when I was studying in Australia. I used to randomly find it on the ground. I was like, oh, okay. It's just really random. It just shows up. Like,
It's funny how stuff like that happens to people. I have a friend that every time she orders something online, well, not every time, but a lot of the time she gets sent two of something. So like she got sent like 2 outdoor furniture sets, 2 queen size beds.
Wow.
Like she always
So they
gets sent
double.
double of all these things.
That's
Like
cool.
2 pairs of shoes for her kids. Like it happens all the time, to the point where like it's not a coincidence. Like someone is sending her 2 of everything. Like, and I don't know why. Like, why is that something? Like, is she just like a super lucky person? Like, I don't get it. It's so weird. It happens all
I
the
think
time.
it's because those
It's
people
never happened
don't.
to me. I've never been sent duplicates in the post.
I think the lack mentality and the people that don't have that is because it doesn't even cross their mind. It's not even an option. Like having no money or having your last dollar spent is not like it doesn't even, in your mind, it doesn't even happen. So I guess it's just
like
living like it's,
Tom comes from rich parents, but they were like tight. So he's so tight with money. They're still tight. Like Tom's mum will give him $5 and then be like, "Oh, you owe me $5." Or just buy a coffee. It's not so bad anymore, because like our looks on our faces are getting more like pissed off about it. But yeah, I've come from like I don't have parents. I can't ask anyone for money. Like I've always just been self-sufficient. So like I've come from like that. Not that I've ever been careful with money. I've always had enough. But now Tom makes me be careful because he's a tight ass.
We always copy them. Yeah.
Well, I'm not though. But even like today, I was buying pajamas from Peter Alexander because like my pajamas are disgusting. And like I was like, I'll only get picked from the $25 ones. Because I'll only pick from the sale. Because I had a sale, and I was like, I'll just pick from the sale stuff.
Yeah, but I do that because my mum was a bargain hunter, so that's a generation thing.
But also, like, I didn't need to buy the $100 nightie, but it was cute.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, if you know you're going to use it, I don't see it as money being wasted at all. Like
No,
if
and
you're
that's
going
the
to,
thing, like it
No,
doesn't
you
matter.
should
And
say, I am worth this. I am going to look amazing in this. And
if
oh,
Tom
just
definitely.
if Tom
gift
wasn't
yourself.
here,
Like you
I
shouldn't
would,
feel bad.
yeah, I'm pretty bad with money.
Yeah.
Tom makes me be not spend it though. He gets annoyed at me.
Yeah.
I don't hesitate in buying things nice for myself these days though.
God,
I'm
that's how
like,
it should
you're
be.
here
Yeah,
once, just get it.
Mm.
exactly. If you know you're going to use it and you do use it, it's not a waste of money. If you're not
No,
using
and
it,
it makes you,
then that's
yeah.
when it's a waste. That's
Yeah,
my
definitely.
rationale. Yeah, that's my rationale behind it. But yeah, I think it is a scarcity mindset thing. Yeah, because my mum,
Yep.
she fears, for example, like she always goes, I'm going to lose my suitcase when we travel, I'm going to lose my suitcase. Guess what? She lost a
And they
suitcase on her last
manifest it.
holiday. They do, because she's put it out there. And
Yeah.
like my suitcase was fine the whole time. My suitcase was fine. And I was like, why was it
Well,
okay? Why
Rosie,
both you? Why was it just your suitcases? Like no one else is just yours, but mine turned out fine. We checked in together, and I was like, you need to stop this. Then she goes, no, I'm not thinking about that. I was like, well, you always say that. Oh, hope for the best, expect the worst. I'm like, yeah, well,
no,
you asked for it,
don't.
you know.
Everyone around me will say something negative and I'll be like, no, toy, don't even think that. Like, get it out.
just
I erase it from my mind.
yeah, no,
I was like,
I
Like,
why
agree.
it's
are
not
you
happening.
No, I agree. Yeah, because well, I think that's how I ended up with my ex-husband because I was like, I'm not going to end up with someone like my dad. Guess what? I ended up with someone like my dad, but way worse. So now for my future
Yeah.
partner, I'm like, focus on the qualities so much. Just focus on the qualities. So I think that
Write a
attract.
list.
Oh yeah, I've got the list
Write your
ready. The
list.
list is ready. Yeah. So when I'm ready to date, the list is there, the criteria.
At least you're still like
You
young
also want,
whilst doing it. That's good.
Yeah, I don't have any
yeah,
kids,
definitely.
thankfully. Yeah, he tried to pressure me for kids earlier last year, and I was like, I don't think you're going to be a good dad. Then,
No.
yeah, but then it was weird because 6 weeks into like starting to go for meditations and that's when I found out he'd been cheating on me, and eventually I found out he'd been doing it since before we got married. And I was telling Rosie I'd had dreams about it for years. It was just weird, but I was actually relieved when I found out he was cheating. I was like, oh, good, I can chuck him because I'm not happy. Good, so.
Oh,
So it
that's
wasn't,
good. That's good
yeah.
that
So yeah,
it's good that
moved
you
on.
weren't devastated. You were like, done. Cord
Yeah,
cut.
well, yeah, the first 2 months I was really angry. Then the next 2 months, it's more like the grief was catching up. But then I got over him like pretty quickly. I think by September, I was like, oh, I don't love him anymore. So our divorce is, we're filing for divorce next month. And then, because we got married in Australia. So by March, I'll be divorced. And I think I'm only going to be open to start dating once I get my divorce certificate because I feel like I need to do this for me. Like, that's just for me. Yeah.
Yeah, because it will be a nice closure and you'll have that energy cut off.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
feel, because
And
I
then
had
do
got
a
this
cord
bad work
cutting.
experience last year, and it wasn't until like it went through like Fair Work and stuff. And it
Oh.
wasn't until after like I'd fully closed it out, even though I hadn't worked there for 6 months, it wasn't until the Fair Work hearing was over kind of thing that the energy changed in like my business, in my life, like everything just felt like fresh. Because
Yeah.
you are tethered to that still. It's a horrible feeling to get that
It is.
done.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I've been quite lucky in the sense like we've agreed because we have assets in Australia too. We've divided that up equally, so there haven't been any issues. The only thing is that we also had to register our marriage in Malaysia, and I had to register mine, yeah, just for his visa thing here. But then but then, which is annoying, I had to wait till August to divorce because we only registered like almost 2 years ago in August 2022. But the good thing is that you're gonna love this. This is so funny because he cheated on me. I can actually sue him for cheating on me, so he's kind of a bit freaked out. So
Because you're in Malaysia.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If your spouse cheats on you, you can actually sue. You can actually sue them.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do
But it's
that. So
making him be more compliant.
it is. Yeah. So he's such he's a real dick here. But I mean, like, it's been useful in this sense, But I just want him out of my life. That's all I want. I just want my money, him out of my life.
At least, yeah. it's an experience that you had to have, and then you don't regret it, but now you know what you're looking for. Not that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But now I know, because I did realize there's a pattern, because I was like, I'm not going to end up with someone like my dad, but I was so focused on those qualities. But not that you want them, but it's just now I have to frame it like, what do I want in a partner? What's he going to be like? So all these qualities, yeah.
Mm.
Especially someone that's open to all this too, because it's hard when they're not like open to
Yeah.
spirituality or something. Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
to be though. Tom's not. Well, he'll ask me questions and I'm like,
No,
oh.
Tim's not.
But he
Tim
doesn't.
just thinks it's all hocus pocus.
Tom's fine with it. Like he likes it, but he doesn't. I just think he doesn't want his mates to know that he thinks it's real.
Yeah.
He's just yeah. But
Something will
it doesn't.
happen
You don't
and
need to
they'll
have. Like my friend's auntie said to her the other day about her partner. She was like, "What are you gonna do? You can't be with him because he's not spiritual, and we're all going to the 5D." I was like, "Oh God, we're not
if
leaving
there's any
anyone." It's like it's an energetic shift.
yeah, and if there's a shift, something will trigger them to actually ask
all
questions
all the people are still
here.
here. All the people are still here.
I do think something will enlighten
Sorry, I've just got to
them.
let in a plumber. I didn't know there was a plumber coming here. Just give me 2
That's okay.
seconds.
Oh, I definitely feel
Kelly,
like there's a shift in the like collective consciousness, but like
I do think
we just
there
are
is a
on a
shift
different.
and there will kind of
I just think we are on a different, like in a different, like it just means that
yeah.
we see more energy. We're on the 5D. We see more energy. We see more this, whereas other people are still in that like dense 3D.
Yeah. I do feel like I need to lift my vibration. Obviously, you know how you had that message come through the
Yeah,
other
but
night
that
that we
was just
tried.
about because you asked about it, I think.
Yeah.
I would just
just
do gratituding and just try and focus on like
I think I'll
yourself.
do music because I haven't tried music before, and a few people. And I know when we were on that community in the last one, there was, I think you put that, can you put the tribal one you listen to? Can you post that?
Yeah.
Because I'd really like to listen to that because it was in my mind, try the music, and I just haven't bothered. And even if I sit with the headphones in and everyone's fallen asleep, and I just, yeah, I would like to. I'll try, I'll use my Oracle deck while I'm in there too, and just practice and see what pops in.
But I've been helping another girl that was in our course and
Yeah, you said she was seeing
she's
something.
seeing stuff now. So like there's definitely I didn't even really help her. I just kind of told her to stop looking.
What did you tell her to do?
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I just sent her this music and told her she just like talk to the guardians, I think was the main thing, and ask them for stuff and whatever.
Well, send me the magic music.
The magic music. How do I?
And send it to maybe post it. Do we have a page? Yeah, post it in the page maybe. I'll save it. I'm so tired. I feel like sleeping.
Who's sleeping?
I feel like sleeping.
Yeah, I'm so tired. I've been having the
So
most
tired.
whack dreams. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if
I've
I'm
been
like
having.
astral traveling at night and not actually sleeping because I'm
Well,
so tired.
I've been putting labradorite near my bed, and I was wearing labradorite to bed, and it's supposed to encourage like vivid dreams. And I think I've been having some crazy dreams, but I'm trying to remember them, but I think I'm very busy in my dreams at the moment. That and my dog kept barking last night, and I got up like 6 times. So I feel wrecked.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm so pooped.
Mm.
And Tom's been away all weekend, so it's just been me and the kids, and like it's school holidays as well.
Yeah.
So it's like me and the kids all week. So do you need to go away on the weekend in school holidays?
Same.
And he just got home
Yeah.
then from a boys' trip at the Shark, and he's not a bad guy, but like he's male and they're stupid.
No.
And
Yeah.
yeah, he went
they're
to
like
the boys'
boys
trip
now.
and he came home at like 1. He's so hungover.
Oh,
And then he's just taking the kids to the park.
bugger.
And like he comes home and whinges, I'm gonna kill him. I
Yeah,
might
but then
just
he'll
text him
come.
and be
He'll
like, can you
come.
get them a Happy Meal on the way home? So that
Yeah, but
so
he'll
then they're
come home
fed.
and he'll just sit, and they do nothing. Just
I
sit.
hate Happy Meals, but I don't have anything to feed them for dinner. Maybe
But
leave
at
the
least if they get their dinner sorted, and then you can just do snack before bed if they're hungry.
back now.
My video keeps freezing.
Hmm?
My
I'm just gonna
video
run to the
keeps
toilet
freezing.
really quickly because I'm busting.
Yeah, you do. All good.
Oh yeah, and then the other things like obviously
Mm.
like don't fall asleep in the records and
Oh, I
don't
almost did that
drink
the other night.
and
No, I haven't. Yeah.
don't like drink and open them.
So when we were doing the course last time, my husband got me to have one beer, and then it was like 6 hours later.
Oh, that would be
Like
fine.
I was fine. And then I had so much guilt. I was like, oh my God, maybe nothing happened because they're pissed off at me.
No, as long as
I
you
was like, because I broke a rule, I was like, fuck. They're like pissed.
we're intimate here.
Yeah, I was like, and then yeah, I just was like, all right. And then I just didn't try for ages because I felt like I had disrespected them. Not that I'd seen them, but I felt like I had disrespected.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I don't really drink that much anyway now. So I'm more, look, the main thing I want is something to happen that's just different. Hey, hey. My little girl just opened the locked door, and I swear when you were talking, I kept looking. And she like picked the lock. She like picked it. 7-year-old opened it. Little buggers.
I'll come see you in a minute. Okay. And cuddle noodle.
Did he get them dinner?
No, he's gone.
Did he get them lunch dinner?
It's only 4 o'clock. They can wait. I might just get legs
Yeah.
and breasts or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, sorry. Just had got a
that's
plumber
okay.
here.
That's fine. The only thing I was saying was I wouldn't.
Yeah, coming.
Coming. Okay. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't like have alcohol in your system when you're doing it, just because it's like that respectful thing as well. I don't know what would happen, but I just assume no.
Oh, no.
And
I think
then
they would just be like,
yeah,
shocked.
don't fall asleep in them as well. I mean,
Don't fall asleep, and because it's more of a meditative state you've got to be in, isn't it? Like a relaxed meditative state.
no, I go in there high as a kite. I don't care. But
I'm pretty sure you just had to be,
like
your vibration's got to be high, like gratitude.
Yeah.
you don't need to. If when you're learning, it could be good to get yourself in that meditative state, like that, like hold your breath for the count of 4, release for the count of 4.
I
Like
find
that could be
oils
helpful.
help.
Oh yeah, I've
Like
got some.
whatever relaxes you. Like I find like if because I've got kids, so like without kids would be heaps more relaxing.
Yeah,
to live
you could do like
Yeah.
a grounding meditation before you open them. You could do like a visualization or something of like your crown opening, your third eye opening, and like grounding into the ground or whatever you want to do. I don't do anything though. I just open them. So like if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. But if you feel like it will help you,
I thought that because I
It-
didn't have anything that I wasn't doing that correctly. Like I wasn't grounding enough, or like I
No.
think because last time I was just trying and I was just sitting there like silly person. I was just like, nothing's happening. And
I will
I think
only
I was too
do
much in my mind.
I will only do like
Yeah.
the breathing thing, like when I'm meditating, before I go into a meditation, I'll like slow down my breath. And do like that hold for 4, what is it? In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. I'll do that
Yeah.
to get my body into that like meditative state. But when I'm doing Akashic
So
record readings, I don't. And when I'm doing mediumship, I don't. I just
when you
do it.
when you do this, your 3 times,
Mm.
whatever it is, do you imagine the channel? Do you visually in your mind's eye imagine it?
Mm,
Or you just
I
opening
just
that space so it
I
is
just
open?
I just know my channel's there. Like I'm not like envisioning it. But some people do. Some people envision their channel going all the way up to the Akashic records. Like it just depends
Yeah,
what
I've
you want to do.
tried
But I
because
just, I
that
literally, it's more like to set the scene for me and that routine and that
Mm.
ritual to make me,
yeah,
because I don't do that when I do mediumship.
because previous
Mm.
meditations you've got to like go up to the, up through the stars and like try and
Yeah,
sound check,
I've
and
tried
it's just
some of
so
those.
confusing. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've
just
tried
so
some of
hard.
those. Well, I tried some of those, you listen to YouTube, the meditative ones, but I end up passing out. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
fall asleep a lot of the time
Same.
as well in those
They're
ones.
really good night cups.
oh, they're so good. You get the best sleeps too.
That's
And then
why it's
the
good to do it in the bath because you won't fall asleep. Well, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Um,
then you're saying you do in the shower too, Shannon. So like, do you
Oh,
have to
I'm
like?
gonna try. I'm obviously I don't have really, really long showers because we're on tank water, but I think
Yeah.
I will. And even if it's just like a 5-minute shower, just I'll open them, and I might even have some music. I asked Rosie for the tribal music she might send us,
posted it
just the
in.
example that, yeah. So if we will, I'm gonna just play that on my phone, have a shower, open them, and
Yeah.
see if anything drops in, just as a practice, because obviously I did a course 6 months ago and I just felt like a bit of a failure because I
Months ago.
was it 6 months? It was like June. It's even more. Sadly, it's like 7 months. Um, but I felt because, when you feel like you're just the learner and other people have been to classes before you and you feel like you're already behind, that's how I
Yeah.
felt. So I kind of just bowed out and I was like, I can't do this. And I wasn't getting the support that I needed or
But there was
like
16
any
people in there.
suggestions. Yeah, and
And
only a couple of,
only 3 of us could do it.
honestly, I feel it's because there was no support. So I think all 16 should have been
Like
able to
3
do
of
it,
us were
yeah.
like smashing it.
Instantly
And then
got something, yeah.
I think she was like, oh, well, they can do it. So
Yeah, and I think it was like, okay, how is everybody going? And it was like, yeah, I just didn't even go onto any of the Zooms. I just was like, nah, I'm out.
yeah,
I
you
was like,
think
I can't do this.
is it because they maybe hadn't accessed their clears? Is that why you think that might be the case? Why the others? Like, I mean, I've only just discovered in
Yeah,
the
the clear
past couple of
Right.
months a
strong.
clear audience. So, do you think I should have a higher chance of being able to?
I just don't think it was taught well.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, so it's not.
But you
It's more.
still, if your audience is pretty good, then you probably will get that as. But then I've heard that even though you might have a dominant clair, other clairs can come on in the Akashic records.
Mm,
She
So
only
it'll be interesting.
she taught what I taught without sort of, but she didn't teach anything about actually channeling information or the clairs. So if you didn't know that, if you weren't familiar with using them, like I did her course before I was a medium
Yeah,
and
you
I
did the
quit it
3,
and I didn't
yeah.
do it because I couldn't do it. Then as a practicing psychic medium, I did her course again. I don't know why I did her course again. Anyway, I did her course again
It probably
and
just came
it was
up.
fine and I could see everything. Because
Yeah, but all you
I
did
knew
was
about
pretty
the
much
clairs.
read the prayer. Yeah.
But yeah, all she pretty much was like, just say the prayer and see what you get. But
And
she
then it was
didn't
all about
explain how
starting a
to get.
business. And I was just like, rewind, let's not start a business. I can't even do it. Like I was like, and then, she was like, yeah, she just was like, okay, when you get clientele. And I was just like, in my mind, I was like, I'm back at the start line. Can we go back to the start and just like the beginner? Because this was I just felt like I was like, okay, I'm getting fully left behind here. Hello, Puggy. Is it a pug?
Yeah, she's a French bulldog.
Oh,
She's just
Frenchy. Oh, she's so cute. Is this the one that snores?
yeah. She's so noisy, aren't she?
Have you read her records? Has she been with you before?
Yeah, she's my familiar.
Oh, she's talking to me. She's literally saying yes.
You
I
my
am.
soulmate dog.
I have a feeling my red cattle dog has been with me before. Just the way he just walk. It's just he has a connection with me.
Yeah, the message I got when I opened her records is that she comes every life,
I look at his
and she
eyes
always
and I'm like,
comes.
yeah, we've done this before. Yeah, that's cool. When you need her.
Yeah, she always comes when I need her, and for like the hardest part and the biggest transition. Well, it's not the hardest part, it's like the biggest transition. So she was there my last life when I was like living on the streets, but she was a cat. It was really cool.
Oh wow.
And she's
Did you keep her your whole life, or was it just a short time?
in that life.
Oh, my kids are
I died in that life.
yeah.
I was burnt for being a witch.
Oh, and what happened to you? Think you don't know what happened to her? She just
No, because I can only
kept
see.
living.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually look.
My son is.
I'm real ADHD. I don't go in for a long time. I like smash through information and then I'm out. So like with her past lives, I saw her in like 3 or 4 and it was just small scenes. It's all I needed to see. I just wanted to see like I didn't go in and look like the story of what she was doing. And
Yeah, that's definitely on the list of something. Once I actually get in there and actually get some information and know that I'm getting information drop and I'm actually like succeeding, then I've got like heaps of questions that I'd love to ask. But I guess until you access them and know that you're there and know that you're getting stuff, it's
but you'll also see your kids in your past lives as well, but it will be
yeah.
like, or people you know, your parents or whatever, and it won't look like them, but you will know from the energy that it's them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so you're not accessing your kid's past life. It's just that you
Yeah.
might see a partner, you might see an ex, you might see your parents, and you just know that that's the same soul from the energy. They don't look the same. So that's always
So
cool.
Sam, you can't read for anyone under 18.
Oh yeah. Not that I really know
Yeah,
anyone under 18. No.
No, but there's a loophole that you could ask if Rosie, you said you didn't ask about your kids, but you said, can I
No, that was my
can you show
mum.
me a past life that they were with me? Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Was it my kid? No, that
You
was
said to me, yeah, that you didn't read their
Sorry.
no, I don't think that was my kids. I think I saw my daughter in meditations, the guided meditations. I saw her, but it was my mum. It was my mum who's dead. I went in and asked to see past lives that she was in.
You saw her.
I saw my
Wow.
mum's past
I
lives
would like
from
to ask
my
that.
past life point of view. And then I also did it accidentally. This is how I figured out I could do it because I accidentally did it for a friend. So I was in a meditative state and I saw my friend and her son who died. I saw their past
Yep.
life.
Yep.
I didn't look for it, it just came to me. He obviously did it, the spirit. But yeah, so I saw their past life together and then I sent her a message and was like, I've just realized I can do this. Do you want me to open your Akashic records and look at your past lives with your son from your point of view?
Did that help her?
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah, that would have been
And then
nice.
then I was like, oh shit, I can do that for my mum. But I don't think I would open my Akashic records and look at my past lives with Winter. I've just seen her in them through meditations and stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's too
Yep.
risky to risk being blocked off. You don't want to be too
Yes.
tricky. The only reason I realized I could do that with the past over loved ones is because it happened accidentally from the spirit showing
Yep.
me. And then I realized I could do it with my mum. I was like, well, that's cool. But I would
So
never
can you
publicize it because I
say
think people would latch at that and they would become like a
yeah,
fixated on it. I don't think it's a healthy thing for people to
definitely.
know we can do.
No, and
No,
also you
but-
just want to see what you've been told or anything that has, a message regarding this life or a past life that you can learn
But yeah,
from,
you could look at your past lives
or
with
that
your
have a
mum
link.
that
Yeah. Yeah, well, I would like that because obviously I can't. And also I would like, because I know that you can actually communicate with loved ones. So like if that came through, that would be nice because it's been a few years.
I don't think you can.
Can't you? I thought you
No,
could
that would be
communicate with
mediumship.
them.
It's more of just knowledge, isn't it? It
Oh.
sounds like it, like just knowledge
Yeah.
when you
There's no
access it, right?
spirits. There's no
Yeah.
spirits in the Akashic records.
No, but it's memories. Can you remember something from your childhood? Can you ask for
Yeah, you could do
memory? Because I've got a lot I don't remember. Like I must have blocked it.
that. So I have a lot I don't remember. That's why I want to, when I write a book one day, I want to do it in the Akashic records.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think there's things that are locked away. But anyway.
Do you... You can come here, mate. Come in.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can have... Sit down. You don't take your pants off? Here you go. He just wants my phone.
My kids are going to be really tired.
Do you have any more questions about any Akashic record stuff? I guess you can put it in the chat if you do as well.
Yeah, I'll
then-
just message you if I have a question. That's okay.
Yeah,
And then
none that
someone
I
else
can,
might have the same question.
yeah, none that I can think of now, but probably will later.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think the biggest thing is just giving it a go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm
so-
gonna try that after having lunch. I'm 3 hours behind from Hobart, so it's about lunchtime here. So it's about will be 4 o'clock your time.
yeah, it's 4 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll have a nice lunch, feel
Oh,
a bit
it's-
more relaxed. Then I'll try that. It's my hair washing day, so maybe I can try the shower too, Shannon.
That's a good idea because you'll be in there
that's a good
longer
idea,
and
and
you'll be
also-
busy, like your hands will be busy. Oh,
Yeah.
she's gone. Oh no, she's back. So yeah, your hands will be busy. So it will like probably that movement will help you connect more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work. Okay, yeah, because I was wondering, would I be too distracted? Because obviously I'm putting in different products like shampoo, hair mask.
No,
and
it's
all that.
probably a good way to like.
You'll be relaxed.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually think
Okay.
I said to them on the phone the other day to open the records and vacuum. I actually think I said that because I'm like obsessed with the vacuum at the moment, helping. Yeah, I think it helps move the energy and it keeps you a little bit
Yeah.
less
I might
in
do
that
that during the
anxiety
week.
energy where you're like
I'm-
looking for stuff and you'd be more like drop in stuff.
I
Anyway,
think that will benefit me
have a
because I'm
crack.
too much in my head.
Let me
Yeah.
know where you go. I'm like super excited for you to do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll have a crack, try the shower thing later today. I think I'll be about 12, 15, 20 minutes in the shower. Like I only wash my hair every third day. So it's a bit of a ritual.
I only watch my
Yeah,
once a
and it
week.
can't hurt.
Yeah, I think
I'm-
living in Malaysia, like you sweat so much, like, and I mean, my hair's
Understood.
obviously bleached, so I can't wash it every day. Yeah, because I think in Australia, like during winter, I could stretch out to 5 days, but I'm also quite active, so I can't stretch it out too far. So, like,
Yeah, true.
just feel-
Otherwise it gets like itchy.
yeah, it's just, you're just like, ugh, you just feel gross. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, you sweat
I
so
can't-
much.
I wash mine pretty regularly. I don't know why.
Well, if it makes you feel better, like, well, my mum has to wash it. Well, she washes her hair every day. She just feels it after the next day. She's just going to wash it.
I just feel like I have an oily scalp and I sweat in my hair. So it's like I just have to. Yeah, every second day I'm like, yeah, it makes me feel better. Anyway, are you doing the second Zoom?
That's
I'm
all
sorry
right.
I was late.
No, it's good because now, and I have to make sure I post this in the group because Lana's not watched either. So I'll do that now as well. So
Yeah.
she can watch it.
Is the other one in the
Oh,
group?
the other thing is that we need to organize, we'll put in the group chat, we need to organize like a practice session. I want to give everyone like a week and a half-ish, maybe even more, to like start connecting in themselves, maybe 2 weeks even. I don't know.
Mm.
And then like hold a practice one. So we'll put that in the group chat and figure out when's best for people. I wonder if
Yeah.
Lisa's done it yet. I don't think Lee has.
Oh, she hasn't messaged me. We
No, she
did
said
Young
she would let me
Living
know as soon
together.
as she did. So
Yeah.
I think that 8,
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I know, I think that 8 p.m. your time, Rosie, works for me on weekdays because I finish work at 4, probably get home about 5, so that could
yeah, even if
work
we
for me
push it
'cause-
back to like
If it's an extra
8:30.
half an hour, yeah, that
Yeah.
would be better for
Yeah.
me just with the kids' bedtime.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that works better
maybe
for
we
me.
could do
I
it
can,
like
Oh,
8:30
yeah.
or something.
And we
yeah, I
don't have
can.
to do it for heaps long. If there's only like a handful of us,
Oh yeah, and
we
you
can
could
just
just do it
try and
after
like,
everyone else had, maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
fine.
definitely.
Otherwise, weekends are good for me too. Yeah, I just work full time, but I'm 3 hours behind at the moment with daylight savings.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
weekends are good for me as well because I've got little kids and Tom's home, so
Ah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tim will be fine. All
maybe
the
we
time.
can
I
try
did
and do
tell
it on
him
the
it was.
weekend.
I said
I better go
Akashic
because I better
records,
go
and
and
he's
try and
like,
order something to feed them.
okay, thank you.
meeting you
Nice to meet
both.
you. Bye.
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 Bye.